to Mystic Moons. This is a reading for Scorpio, the Scorpio collective. If you have very strong Scorpio energy, and I leave that up to you to see how you feel about it. You could have Scorpio somewhere in your big three. You could have Scorpio in your personal planets. You could have Scorpio just somewhere or some places in your chart that is supercharged throughout your whole chart, right? There's different ways in which energy can play down and flare up. Maybe one particular aspect of your chart's breakdown, anatomy. Scorpio is very prominent there. I don't know why I'm getting all these notifications. I'll have to look into that later. Anyway, Scorpio. Let's go and take a look and see what is happening in your collective's energy. As we have our little namesake muse, Mystic Cherokee here. Doing the hard work, the good work, and being with us while we read. Scorpio, if you appreciate my time, do give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, consider subscribing. And if you feel called to, check out the other videos that are done. Trying to think if there's anything else I feel like saying. Not so much. Other than Scorpio, I am getting a little curious about 2026. A little curious about 2026 and what that holds. (2026), you could almost think Scorpio would be exciting. And I say that because you'll have a vibration of 10, which goes down to 1. New beginnings. Perhaps it's a true transformation year of the snake, one could say, had transformative elements in it. But how much fresher can it be actually to step into a new beginning? Especially when you think about all the elements, even through the tarot in which Scorpio energy is represented. Which, by the way, are some of my favorite cards. So Scorpio, let's take a look and see what message we can share for your collective here. Thank you for the like. We have for Scorpio, Nine of Swords and 3 of Cups. Are you being a little overly harsh on yourself, Scorpio? Are you being a little critical about the people around you? the people who you know or should know quite well, the people who you have personal touch points with. Scorpio, in this energy, you could just be beating yourself up for expecting more from them than what they had the capacity to give. Giving them perhaps the chance to raise those expectations for you in the first place. And that's where the self-critical nature, self-critical examination could come in here. I mean, it's not so much here in the energy, in the behind this deck energy, Scorpio, of how people reacted, but it's more like the expectations you've placed on them. The expectations you yourself opened yourself up for in the first place. You know, if you had just kept it cooler, kept them more at a distance, detached just a little bit, it would be much better than the fact that you actually did open up your heart, Scorpio. You did let your guard down. You did consider them friends, loved ones. You allowed them, perhaps in this energy, Scorpio, that when you smiled around them, Scorpio, or if you smiled because of them, Scorpio, they were real smiles. Real affection that was here, real affection that you could be sorry that you even expected in the first place. But let's go and find out more. So we have 9 of Swords. One thing that's also interesting too about this 9 of Swords, we are leaving a 9 vibration year. 2025 breaks down to the vibration of 9. 9s are the one step prior to transformation. They're energies that are solitary. These are not necessarily something that you can go and partner with someone else to get through. This is really about digging down within the core of yourself, finding those answers, discovering those answers, allowing those answers to come up yourself. You have to really, plug your ears, close your eyes, and be faced only with yourself in order to really push off and get the answers that perhaps you've been seeking from others, Scorpio. Anyway, we have Hierophant. Hierophant gets also the Sun and 4 of Swords. 8 of Swords, very strong Gemini energy that's coming up here. 9 of Swords and 8 of Swords is Gemini energy. I also am being told with these energies coming up here, there is overthinking, Scorpio. Making something a bit too deep, especially when the circumstances and situation is already past. If anything, the only thing that's keeping it alive, Scorpio, is your reflections on it. Also with 8 of the vibration of 8 and the vibration of 9 here, that also tells me, Scorpio, what's done is done. You can't really go and change the circumstances that have happened. The only thing you can do now is just really accept it on a cellular level and move on. with Hierophant, Sun, and Four of Swords. First of all, a new train of thought is needed, Scorpio. Could also be in this energy, Sun and Hierophant, whatever you have been holding yourself for, expecting yourself to realize. Divert your attention right now from that, Scorpio. With Hierophant and the Sun tells me that there is obviously a better direction to look at. It's one also too that you haven't seen yet. You haven't considered yet. You haven't explored it yet. You haven't thought about it yet. Scorpio, what is that's in front of your mind right now? Excuse me, not in front of your mind, in front of your face right now. There is something very boldly in front of you. Now I'm going to say around you, in front of you, that you just haven't exactly give credence to. But it's a different way of operating. It's a different set of priorities, a different routine. I don't think it's something, though, that would be unpleasant to you, just that you've been so caught up with some very particular thing or things and trying to resolve that so strongly, trying to understand it so strongly, trying to make, it's almost in this energy, Scorpio, not to trivialize it, but almost in the energy of if you were dead set on having a pony. And that's all that you could think about was pony, 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 pony. And in this energy, Scorpio, maybe what you can have right now is not necessarily a pony, but maybe you can go and have your own gift shop. Maybe you can go and get a boat. Maybe you can go and get yourself a couple extended months stay at a spa somewhere, something, right? But there's something else here that's in front of your face that's different, Scorpio. And is waiting for you. We'll find out more. And actually, I think I want to check out Four of Swords before we get into the two major arcanas. I have Three of Pentacles, High Priestess, and a Queen of Swords. Okay, so first of all, Scorpio, you may be a little hung up on interacting with a specific group of people or a specific situation. You could be wanting to, in this energy, Scorpio, some sort of resolution, some sort of action, something more to be developed from people who you already know, people who you have with that other energy that came up when we first were pulling, who you have invested time with, time to. And this is basically tells me here that I don't know if you're expecting a specific type of action. Maybe too, Scorpio, you could be waiting with this High Priestess here, validation. Whether that's that karma is going to get them or they're going to do right. They will see right. This could also be here in the energy of trying to persuade people of a certain way. But ultimately, Scorpio, this Four of Swords, is being dependent upon others to realize or acknowledge what you know. You're waiting for that realization to become obvious to other people than yourself. And first of all, in the energy that I have here, that validation isn't worth it. Not for the amount of time and energy it's taking from your focus. The sun, I have justice. 6 of Cups, which is Scorpio energy, and that King of Cups coming up again. So there are a couple of things as well that can be going on here. Very strong masculine energy, first of all, coming here, Scorpio. And with that strong masculine energy, it could actually be referring to a distinct male energy, whether that's you embodying it or someone who you know. Signs that are coming up here, besides Scorpio, I have Libra, Leo, and Pisces. Trying to see what other signs I have coming up here. Curious in that other pile. Oh, we'll go through that. But it could be in this energy that we're talking about a specific, excuse me, male energy. This could also be asking you in this energy, Scorpio, to be more active and direct yourself. And also to Scorpio, that which it's almost like a little bit of denying, like you've been denying or blocking out those simple activities and actions that make you happy. You kind of starved yourself away from that. And first of all, in this energy, you should go and reconnect with those things, Scorpio, that make you happy at a very fundamental level. We can all say a billion things about what we dislike. But what about what you do like? How much time have you given to you doing what you do like? The simple things, Scorpio, that you can do right now that you enjoy doing. Have you been doing them? To what frequency have you been doing them? What is it that have brought you joy before and you haven't been doing so much of now? Scorpio, reconnect with that. By reconnecting with that too, Scorpio, in this energy, you're going to bring a better group of people around you. Going to be aligned in vibration of light, first of all. With Hierophant, Hierophant gets a 2 of Wands. Emperor. Strong Aries coming up here, Scorpio. And there definitely is the energy and waiting on others. Maybe too, Scorpio, in overall in this energy, you could feel like people need you, or people who are close to you, people who perhaps helped you at some point too. You could feel like they need you, or you need to be available to them. You need to go and share in their scene with them, work through their scene with them, besides the fact of waiting for truth that you know to be seen by them. There's also that energy here, but definitely waiting on others. I think you're waiting on others a bit too deeply. I see that too with Hierophant. Hierophant has 2 of Wands. Emperor and Nine of Wands. It's all about waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right moment to act, waiting for the right moment to lead. Not the right moment to lead, but it's also too, under this energy, you're waiting for external circumstances to almost give the green light. Now I can. And my question is, how relevant is waiting for the right moment and the right circumstances to go and initiate, to lead, to direct? Scorpio, that moment is now. Okay, it's like, now can I come back? She can come back. That moment is now. And I do think very first step 2 in here, Scorpio, start reconnecting with that which you love and that which you haven't been doing in a while. And secondly, Scorpio, dial back from the expectations of what you want other people to do or other people to understand. You're putting too much emphasis on the trials, the tribulations, the mindsets of others too closely, and that's affecting you too much. Ultimately, you just like think about it too. The vibration of 9 that we went into. We're talking about transformation, but it's a transformation that can't be assisted by another. For the vibration of 9 of this year, for the lessons of this year to sink in, it's really personal truths that everyone has to go and really understand and really comprehend by themselves. Another can't facilitate that. Otherwise, you'd just be talking in circles. Well, thank you so much for the links. If you have any comments, please do share. And until next time, bye-bye.